Okay, just after 4 a.m. Arizona time. I literally woke up 15 minutes ago. I I have some coffee already at my fingertips. This is an actor right here. I've heard of his name, but I'm not super familiar with his work. Okay, I see the story and I can easily put together the decodes with few details. And then I like to hit record and then we can look a little bit more into the character, okay? So, Sir Daniel Michael Blake Day-Lewis, English actor. He's trending, as you may know, because you may have looked at the video right here and clicked on it, huh? This is an English actor known for his method, style, acting, and ability to transform into roles. He's won he's won 3 Academy Awards for BAFTAs and 4 BAFTAs and 2 Golden Globes. Day-Lewis has earned acclaim for his versatility playing characters like a gay hooligan, an Edwardian Englishman, and an adulterous surgeon. He won his first Academy Award for his portrayal of Christy Brown, an artist with cerebral palsy in My Left Foot. So here's some of his. He was in Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood. But he's got this new movie, Anna Monet, right here, 2025. So he's pulled out of retirement by his son. This guy's known for kind of staying in his role, like portraying the role that he's going to be um, playing in the movie. Like he kind of stays in character for a long time. I guess that's what they meant by his ability to transform into roles. The Age of Innocence, this movie Lincoln, Last of the Mohicans, In the Name of the Father, possibly several other, huh? But you see some of them right there. Now here's his son, they say is pulling him out of retirement right here. Okay, so you see his son right there. His son's name is Ronan Day-Lewis. Okay. So he lives and works in New York City, is a painter and filmmaker who holds a BA in art from Yale University. So does that mean a BA, maybe like Bachelor Associates? That's just a guess, but that's purely speculation on my behalf, okay? It's been 8 years since his father announced his retirement from acting and he wanted to explore the world in a different way. Okay. But the big screen absence of the actor many would peg as the greatest one alive ends with Anna Monet, a new film, again directed by his son. The two of them wrote it together. What began as something small with no real ambition grew until a full feature film and Day-Lewis' long awaited return to movies. Okay. So, Anna Monet, which recently premiered at the New York Film Festival and which Focus features, releases Friday. So, it released October 3rd. That's a big day on the world stage. Some interesting birthdays, some interesting events taking place on this day. But this guy's age 68, okay? And, I'm gonna attempt to get right into this here, possibly. Of course, I'm not 100% set up, but here we go. This is gonna be. Maybe I'll go over here. We're gonna obviously watch a video clip here, and I'm gonna refresh this. Been having pretty good luck with the audio. I want you to see. I don't even know what tab I left you on there, but I want you to see here. This is the Associated Press article, okay, right here. You see father and son. Fire still burns. Okay, that's interesting. But we're going to play this.
A very gradual kind of organic process of building it up, and I had this independent idea of wanting to do something about brotherhood for a long time, and then it turned out that my dad had similarly had this independent impulse to explore that, and we just started bouncing ideas back and forth, and the script kind of came together very gradually over the course of like 4 years, like no outline or anything. It was a very kind of character led, like improvisatory process.
I knew that Ronan was going to be making films at some point, and I longed for the chance to try to do something together. We've worked on a lot of things over the years, and it was really just began with that.
Okay. All right. So, if you're out there, my friend Richard West, you may have caught a nice connection here already. I'll show it here upcoming. Now, I originally put this slide in, but I don't know, it may not hit like I originally thought. Let's see. I have another decode coming up where this hits very well in connection. I just kind of wanted to keep everything in order, okay? So, Anna Monet Ronan. Okay, that doesn't really hit like I thought it originally did. I looked at the pronunciation of Anna Monet, and that's how it says it's pronounced, Anna Monet. All right. Originally, I thought it was Anemone, which sounded like Ronin. Maybe that's not so bad, right? Maybe, because that's how it appears, right? Anemone. And the son's name who directs it, Ronin. But yeah, I look at the pronunciation, and that doesn't really hit like I thought. And Anna Monet, when I type it in here, not meaning the movie, it's named after. Here it is right here, but I want just the meaning. Right here, look, it's like some kind of flower. I guess it represents the character Day-Lewis plays in the film. It represents like his personality, I guess. A plant of the buttercup family. Man, that wouldn't fly well in prison, would it?
Anemone.
Anemone?
Anemone.
I don't know. I heard another guy say anemone. Anemone. I don't know. But typically bearing brightly colored flowers, anemones are widely distributed in the wild, and several kinds are popular garden plants. Okay. And you know what? We should maybe go and ask Google this. Explain the plot of the movie Anemone. We should probably do this. Oh, I'm going to have to type that out, right? Okay. So, a drama, okay, following Jem, who leaves his family to find his estranged hermit brother, who, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, in the northern English woods, set in the 1980s. The film explores the brothers' complicated past, marked by political and personal violence, and examines the enduring ties between fathers and sons and brothers. Ray, a former soldier, lives in self-imposed isolation while Jem is challenged to break him out of it and comfort the lasting consequences of their shared history. Leave him in his comfort, man. Leave him isolated. Maybe he's okay. Leave him okay. So the film also features Samantha Morton and Samuel Bottomley. Brian, who grapples with the troubled legacy. Okay, so I know if you're out there, Richard, you know where I'm headed with this. If you don't, then that's even more awesome. Okay, but look, dude's character's name is Ray in this movie, and this is Daniel Day-Lewis on the world stage, like Ray Lewis. Come on, man. And Ray Lewis's birthday is right after this guy, like a few weeks. Okay, look, man, the world is fake. I don't know how they do this. These are characters on the world stage, right? You see Ray Lewis with the May 15 birthday and Daniel Day-Lewis with the birthdays close. Notice how Daniel Day-Lewis is born in 57. Ray Lewis born in 75. Who had to sneeze there? I just caught that 57-75 connection too. And there's another story out there that connects to the Baltimore Ravens, as Ray Lewis connects to the Baltimore Ravens, trending right now. So in my own personal life, I've noticed things like this connect by the language. Okay? Which is like kind of like exciting slash interesting slash a little bit scary, because you're not taught that the world is fake. You got to kind of figure it out later on your own, and it's like, holy crap. I have the same last name as Sinead O'Connor. If you want to go look at that world stage character, she's no longer with us. I have the same last name. And she was 18 years old when her mom died, you know, and she died uh, 18 months and some change, I think it was, after her son. I'm born on the 18th. She's got the song that she's known for. If you ask what one particular song, it starts off in the song. Uh, I think she's talking about like a maybe a husband or a boyfriend that left her, or someone a close loved one or something, and it's like, it's been 15 days and 7 hours or something like that, but it's 15 and 7. That's how she starts the song off. It's been 15 days and 7 hours, or 15 hours 7 minutes, something like that, since you left me, something like that. That's my dad's birthday, the 15th day of the 7th month. And I think it's the song, or it's the album or something. It's called like Lion and a Cobra, something like that. I'm like, damn, that's weird because I'm a Leo, like lion. She's not a Leo. So it's like there's something to this world that's fake, and I honestly think that they use the celebrities, even decoders, like just decoding celebrities. They're like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool." As long as they don't know that their world is fake too. It's like an algorithm. With now everything entered into a system, I literally get hired at jobs. My name's Matthew Jacob O'Connor, okay? I literally got hired at a job and there was a guy named Jacob Matthew. That was recently. There's more connections, obviously, but that one was amazing. And he lives right across the street where I used to live. All of your information's entered in the system, and it's like a lottery too. Like you get hired like that. There's like one entity, I think, running everything and controlling everything, media and everything. That's what I think. I've also been hired at jobs, even with that one job there, where there's other connections. It's like, damn, that's interesting. That's the boss's wife's name, and we just hired somebody and they got the same name. It's like, dang, that's it's and then it adds up over and over. We don't follow us regular folk around us like celebrities. Celebrities we know when we hear like, oh, that's Daniel Day Lewis sounds like Ray Lewis. We're not going to do that in our real life. We're not trained to do that. But if you just study it a little bit, it it took me like a few years to start hitting on that. It's just my opinion, but we're all in like an algorithm now. Even like when you date online or like whatever, think about Facebook dating. Obviously, Facebook knows about you. You know what I'm saying? This is the algorithm controlling it. It's going to sync you up. I've had dates where I met people online and then found out later, like, oh, that's interesting. Your birthday's the 13th day of the fifth month. My birthday leaves 135 days in the year. That's interesting. I'm telling you, this stuff, it's not like 100%. It could be a connection. That's why there's something with these letters and numbers, right? It's like magic, but there could be a connection you may not just see right away. Some are better than others, but it's just weird, okay? Anyways, there goes most of the time, right? So it's amazing because Daniel Day Lewis pulled out of retirement. Look, Ray Lewis, legend, Baltimore Ravens. Look, he did famously come out of retirement briefly in 2013 for the Ravens Super Bowl run. Check that out right there. I mean, I'm curious if they say something about 2013 with Daniel Day Lewis on his page over here. Let's see. No, I don't see anything there. Like, that would have been amazing, right? And apparently, oh, never mind. Let me take that back. I'll take that back. So let me look at his son. Okay, I don't see anything 2013 over here. So I think that's amazing, isn't it? I think that's pretty amazing right there. Look at retirement 127 like Sir Daniel Michael Blake Day Lewis. Wow, right? You even get the 271 with that full name right there, which is like 127. You see that? Phantom Thread, this was like the last movie I guess he was in. It's been 8 years since Daniel Day Lewis announced his retirement from acting. This is the movie that pops up at that 8 year range right there, Phantom Thread. Interesting, he played a character named Reynolds Woodcock. Remember, it's the year of the wood snake. Okay. You see that right there? And we just had wood pieces uh, being inside of the state fair sausage on a stick, corn dog, or whatever recall. Wood pieces inside the food from the stick, I guess. That's interesting, right? That's trending. But that's the movie Phantom Thread right there, 8 years ago. Check that out. 143 and 62, like Daniel Day Lewis. So he's in that movie and he syncs up with it by the language and the numbers. Even Retirement's got the 143 and 62. Check that out right there, huh? Even Wednesday equals 143. Oh, look at that. Okay. And Wednesday was the day of this article. Wednesday was the day of this article. Check that out. 4 143s right there, all connected. Let's see, is what's a coincidence there? That's a fact. Retirement, Daniel Day-Lewis. After doing this movie, he retired. And then we get the news on Wednesday and you get 143s all the way around. Come on, right? See right there? Since 2017's Phantom Thread, Day-Lewis has, among other things, studied violin making in Boston, but he has only come to think of his declaration of retirement as a mistake or not quite what he intended. At least it wasn't enough to stand in the way of him making a movie with his son, blah, blah, blah. His son's got the Donald Trump birthday. Ronan Day-Lewis. You get the R like Ray with that Ray Lewis. And isn't that amazing? His dad's character's name is Ray in this anime movie. That's absolutely amazing, man. The two of them wrote it together. Look at the Trump birthday, man. And look, it's been 8 years since that last film. Trump equals 88. See that? Let me take a drink of the coffee. Regular person here. Regular person. Phantom Thread. So what's the Phantom Thread about, real quick? Why not, right? Here's the new movie, Anime right here. Probably some symbolism going on there. The movie Phantom Thread. Tell me what it is about. I wish Google still spoke to me. Renowned dressmaker. So this guy's a shady character. He plays shady roles. Look, a dressmaker. And then his personality is like a flower in the new movie. That's not good, right? I don't know. I guess being a dressmaker, I mean, that's like somewhat questionable, like coming from a man's perspective. Somewhat, right? No offense. Dressing royalty, movie stars, heiresses, socialites, and debutantes. Women come and go in Woodcock's life. Providing, that's interesting that his name is Woodcock too, huh? Providing the confirmed bachelor with inspiration and companionship, his carefully tailored existence soon gets disrupted by a young woman who becomes his lover, muse. I don't know what muse means. I've heard it before. Okay, so back over here. I really don't want to take long on this. So you got that Trump birthday right there with his son. Trump equals 88, like that 8 years since he announced his retirement. Look at his last birthday, the 119th day of the year, April 29. Been seeing 119 a lot. Remember Dolly Parton health condition issues. Her birthday is 119, January 19. And she had to like cancel some show dates or something like that. I did the decode. Twins fire manager Rocco Baldelli after a horrible season, missing the playoffs. Minnesota Twins, Major League Baseball. Oh, I didn't put the rest of it in there. I think it was his name that equaled 156, and the 156 prime number is 911, which is like 119. Something like that, but you can go look at that if you want to verify it. Look at this. You saw the sneak peek. Man, I got Billy Bob Thornton vibes when I saw Daniel Day-Lewis. I also get like Joaquin Phoenix vibes. Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker guy. I get vibes like that. Look at Daniel Day-Lewis and Billy Bob Thornton, and they both have the three names there. Day-Lewis may be a last name combined, though, right? But that's interesting because they both go by these three names. And look, they kind of have similar looks. Billy Bob Thornton has a bunch of different pictures where he looks like different characters. He's got a picture where he looks like he could be related to Ashton Kutcher as well. But yeah, those guys kind of look similar. Look at that right there. And then with their names, with the three names again, was interesting that they go by. Check that out. That's, I'm not saying 100%, but I'm going to say they look similar. Like the eyebrows and the eyes, the hair too. Just because the hair looks, Billy Bob's got it down on his forehead, the hair looks similar, the eyes look similar, the eyebrows look similar. Take away the goatee on Billy Bob, you can kind of tell that he kind of does look like Ashton Kutcher too, even though Ashton Kutcher I don't think is that old. But you kind of see it a little bit in the face there too. But look at these guys looking almost identical. Billy Bob may look skinnier in the face. May. That's interesting, huh? The ears are similar too. Similar, maybe not exact. Okay, so that wasn't bad. Whew.
The Invisible Man, Ray Stoker.
What do you want from me, brother? What do you want?
You know the world's fake, man, because Ray Lewis, Daniel Day-Lewis, and the character in the new movie's name is Ray. Even without that Ray Lewis connection, it's like, come on, man. It rhymes with day. Nobody catches on to that. People don't catch on to that, I'm telling you. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up, even though I haven't done the decode. There's been a death of another Baltimore Raven. And you get that Raven connection with Ray Lewis right now. So I'll bring that up and act like you didn't hear it here when I do that decode. Look, Arthur Jones. And this decode, there's going to be more connections. Look at this, a defensive tackle who played for the Ravens from 2010 to 2013. We just had 2013 hit in this decode I just presented. Remember? I was like, oh, let me see if I can find a 2013. So look, you get a Baltimore Ravens death, which all of the death with the Baltimore Ravens. Look at this. Look at all of these pictures of these Ravens that have died. Look how eerie that is. I need to screenshot that right there. I can't add it to the decode. I'll bring it up. Look at this. Jacoby Jones died. Jones right there. And Arthur Jones just died. Look at all of these deaths with the Ravens, dude. You just put Baltimore Ravens death and you get a whole list of people that died. So what's up with that? And now we get this Ray Lewis, Daniel Day-Lewis connection. See that? So I don't want to give too much away with that because I haven't done that decode. That's not a coincidence, dude. What are the odds I'm going to have to look to Ray Lewis when I'm doing other decodes a couple of times at the same time? Like, oh, that's interesting. Baltimore Ravens. So we'll look a little bit more at that when I actually do that decode. I'm working on some other decodes too. I'm working on some other decodes as well. I have the letter The letter, what the hell is it? L? I think it's L. I'm doing the letter L decode, which isn't hopefully I shared that last tab, by the way. I don't know. But I'm doing the letter L decode, and I think I'm over halfway done with the alphabet. I give you one of those every so often. I may add a couple of more things to that. I have another death. Another death. I have another decode as well that's done that I may present in the next couple of days, which is awesome as well. So trying to mix it up a little bit. So that's amazing, I think. And we got that new movie, Anna Monet, and that just hit. Was it October 3rd? October 3rd, the same time as the Diddy sentencing, right? The same time as the Diddy sentencing and Taylor Swift's album released that day as well. Yeah, I think that is the Diddy sentencing date. Yeah, I think it was. Looking at 6 years in prison. How come we don't see the actual him? It's just like a painting. Just like how they talk about people in history and it's a painting. You know what I mean? Like we're just supposed to believe it. You should have saw Diddy's expression in court today. It's like, dude, let me see it. But yeah, I think it was the 103. Yeah, it was the 103 there. So I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not at 40 minutes because sometimes when I end, I'm like, damn, I just spent 40 minutes on that. I'm not, you know what I mean? Just for fun. I want to buy a bicycle today, for real. Okay, Daniel Day Lewis. Not a coincidence connected with Ray Lewis, man. With the character name Ray in the new movie. I'm gonna leave my decode at that. Pulled out of retirement by his son, finds his act. Oh, it was Ray Lewis briefly coming out of retirement in 2013. Okay, that's what that was. But anyways, this guy finds his acting. Fire still burns. Oh, maybe we'll get a fire story connected now, huh? Until next time.